Hello YouTubers and welcome to another one of our videos. Today we're going to do a top 6, yeah you heard me, 6 pay-per-views that we want to come back in this modern day and age. So Dill, we picked 6 of our favourites.
Yeah.
And number 2 fits in incredibly well with the WWE network, that's all I'm going to say.
And you might notice most of these might be from the Ruthless Aggression era.
I know a lot of them started off late to mid to late Attitude era, but let's just get straight into it. Here we go, number 6.
At number 6 we have the Great American Bash, or as it was last known as the Bash. Why do you think this was up there for you at number 6?
The Bash, Great American Bash, was one of the best pay-per-views I remember watching because it had great matches like John Cena vs. Bobby Lashley at the 2007 Bash, I think. There were a lot of other great matches. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of all of them. I can think of one or two. I can think of at the Bash, when it was known as, well, it was known as the Great American Bash, but in 2008, before it became just the Bash. Shawn Michaels vs. Chris Jericho, and now the amount of blood in that match, I think they had to call it off as no contest. You know, I may be wrong about that, but that's how I think I remember it. There was, I'm really not sure, I think there was a Texas Bull Rope match between Dusty Rhodes and Randy Orton in 2007, so that would have been on the same card as John Cena vs. Bobby Lashley. But all in all, this pay-per-view I think would work, because if they called it the Great American Bash, you know, it's a really patriotic pay-per-view for the USA.
Swagger would be out there all the time.
Well, he would be out there all the time, and you know, imagine Rusev versus Swagger at the Great American Bash. You know, I think that would just work.
You ask me, then Swagger would have to win.
Well, no, he wouldn't necessarily have to win, but you know, he's lost so many times against Rusev.
I'm annoyed with Rusev, to be honest.
We'll get into that in another video.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too sidetracked, but anyway, the Great American Bash is number 6. And coming in at number 5 is WWE No Mercy. This pay-per-view spanned from mid to late Attitude era, maybe even earlier, to the full length of the Ruthless Aggression era. Some great matches from there. Had to be, well, thinking about it now, there's been Batista versus JBL, which is a good match in my opinion. Triple H versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah,
the original recording we did of this, we could not remember who was in the match. And finally, I remember it was
now, Triple H
Undertaker versus Big Show.
Yeah.
Was an okay match.
No.
I know I'm naming ones from 2008, but I will get there is a match that stands out to me in 2006, No Mercy as well, and 2001. Jericho vs. Michaels is my all-time favorite. One of my all-time favorite ladder matches. Could be my favorite ladder match.
My favorite match of all time is Chris Jericho vs. Shawn Michaels at No Mercy.
I think that's one of my favorite ladder matches of all time. It's a great match. You know, they had a lot of chemistry in that match. Chris Jericho versus The Rock at No Mercy in 2001 for the WCW title was another great match. There was a fatal four-way at No Mercy in 2006, which stands out to me, which featured King Booker. He was the champ at the time. Batista, Finlay, and Bobby Lashley in a fatal four-way match. You had Undertaker versus Mr. Kennedy, I believe, in a First Blood match, which was a good match as well, and I think MVP got involved in that. But yeah, No Mercy, one of the best pay-per-views I've watched. Unfortunately, it didn't make the number 4 spot, or because there's a pay-per-view next, which there's one match in particular from 2005 that stands out in that pay-per-view, and after you hear what I have to say about that match, you'll obviously know which pay-per-view it is. Coming in at number 4, one of the best pay-per-views yet again. I call it one of the best pay-per-views because none can stake a claim like that quite like Armageddon. In my opinion, Armageddon is one of the most fantastic pay-per-views of all time. The reason for that is one match sticks out for me in particular. That match is between The Undertaker and Randy Orton in 2005 in the Hell in a Cell match. One of the most fantastic Hell in a Cell matches I've personally ever seen. I like that. And see, this pay-per-view has 2 good Hell in a Cell matches off the top of my head. There was a 6-man Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, 6-man Armageddon Hell in a Cell match. Kurt Angle won that, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kurt Angle won that. I know that's a fact. There was a match that took place at Armageddon with a tag team match, one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen, between Batista teaming up with Batista and Rey Mysterio in a tag team match against Kane and the Big Show, one of the best tag team matches I've personally ever seen.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people would say, well, Are you serious? Batista, Rey Mysterio, Kane, Big Show. How the heck can they be involved in one of the greatest tag team matches of all time? There was no special stipulations. The match was a straight up tag team match. Obviously each team member got involved some way, shape, or form, but it was a great match nonetheless. 2007, another match sticks out for me. Mr. Kennedy versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a really underrated match.
Actually, I haven't seen that match, to be honest.
It's a good match.
I haven't actually
Chris
seen
Jericho versus Randy Orton.
I haven't seen that match either. I
That
haven't
is
seen a
another
lot
good
of
match.
Armageddon.
I think Armageddon was more of my pick because I
Yeah.
just love the Armageddon pay-per-view
My
franchise.
main pick is number one.
Yeah,
personally.
well, that's the same with
Yeah.
me. I love our number one pick. It's one of the best pay-per-views
of all time.
of all time. So yeah, Armageddon, one of the most entertaining pay-per-views. Oh, and they had a segment on there in 2005 where the Boogeyman came out, and Vito and Nunzio, they were Santa and an elf, and Boogeyman
I
came
remember
out.
that.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
a
that.
freaky segment. Anyway, on to